The rock star George Harrison accused of being fake. George Harrison, often called the quiet Beatle for his reflective and introverted demeanor, had a deep interest in spirituality, especially Indian philosophy, which inspired many of his songs focused on love and unity. After embracing spirituality in the mid-1960s, he dedicated himself to chanting mantras, studying religious texts, and traveling to India for further enlightenment. His spiritual journey was partly ignited by LSD and enriched by his mentor, Ravi Shankar. However, when he started integrating Hindu concepts and chants into his music, some questioned the genuineness of his spiritual commitment, suggesting it might be just a fleeting interest. Despite this skepticism, George steadfastly maintained his faith throughout his life. He did, however, express criticism towards other rock musicians, including Pete Townshend, whom he viewed as insincere regarding spirituality. George openly doubted Townshend's claims to spiritual depth, labeling him as fake. Did George Harrison accuse Pete Townshend of spiritual insincerity? Yes, he felt that Townshend, from The Who, was not authentic in his spiritual expressions. Although George's commitment to his own spiritual journey was unwavering, some questioned the legitimacy of his beliefs. Still, George was particularly skeptical of Townshend's spiritual authenticity. Pete Townshend was an early proponent of spiritualism during the 1960s counterculture movement, which emphasized peace and love. In his autobiography, Who I Am, he details his spiritual journey and connection to the Indian mystic Meher Baba, to whom he dedicated works like Tommy and Who Came First. Despite this dedication, George remained unconvinced of Townshend's sincerity, stating in an interview with India Today that he viewed Townshend as often being under the influence and spouting nonsensical religious claims, questioning the guitarist's true commitment to the spiritual themes he espoused. Townshend has acknowledged his complicated relationship with spirituality and expressed admiration for George Harrison's steadfast belief in Hinduism. In his autobiography, he recounts discussions with George about Indian mysticism, music, and drug use. Although George believed that love for God was the only thing of importance in a world of illusion, Townshend struggled to align with that perspective. Was George Harrison justified in questioning Pete Townshend's spiritual authenticity? Could Townshend's battles with addiction have affected his spiritual beliefs, or was George overly critical in his assessment? Share your thoughts in the comments.